Good morning, Gophers and Wolves. I want to remind you today is a chapel day. Mr. Danny posts the chapel videos for Pastor Tia on Band. They are also on Facebook. Please take the chance to watch those videos. She always has such fun messages for us. Let's look and see what those Israelites are doing today. The Red Sea. Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt. During the day, God went ahead of them in pillars of cloud. During the night, God went ahead of them in a pillar of fire. God led the Israelites to the edge of the Red Sea. Pharaoh and his army were close behind. The Israelites did not know what to do. They screamed, "We're trapped!" "What have you done to us, Moses?" Moses said, "Do not be afraid. God will protect us." God's cloud came between the Israelites and Pharaoh's army. They could not see anything. God told Moses, "Raise your staff over the sea." Then the Lord pushed back the sea to make a path. Moses and the Israelites followed the path through the sea and to the other side, but Pharaoh's army followed closely behind. Moses raised his staff again, and the sea swept away Pharaoh and his army. Moses and all the Israelites sang praises to God. They were free. They weren't slaves anymore. All right. I want to say that I'm very proud of how well you all did on that last chapter in math, working on graphs and maps. I know that sometimes they can be challenging, but I hope that you also thought they were really fun. Graphs and maps are one of my favorite parts of first grade math. Let's look at what you get to do in this chapter of math. Now, this chapter is something you worked a little bit on earlier in the year, but you get to be detectives because you get to find what the key words are in these stories to help you figure out what your math problem is. So I'm going to help you to figure out what you need to write in these boxes, and then you can work out the math problem. I will read the sentence for you, or the story for you once first. Kent went diving with his mom and dad. He saw 3 kinds of coral on Monday, and on Tuesday he saw 4 kinds of coral. How many kinds of coral did he see in all? So, we need to be detectives. We need to know what our numbers are and if we are adding or subtracting. So I'm going to start by writing it out on my little board so you are able to keep track with yours. So it looks like this. We have our tens column and our ones column. Okay, and then we also have our spot to write if we're adding or subtracting. So, the first thing we see is Ken went diving with his mom and his dad. He saw 3 kinds of coral on Monday. So we know that it's ones column because there isn't a second digit. So we put 3 kinds. On Tuesday, he saw 4 kinds of coral. So we put 4, again, just in the ones column. We wouldn't put anything in the tens column. How many kinds of coral did he see in all? That's one of our detective words. We know in all means we need to add them together. So we'll put a little plus sign there. You need to add 3 plus 4 to find your answer right here. Now you can choose to do little circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and count them, or you could draw a number line for yourself. It's your choice. All right, let's look at the next problem and see what we need to put in using our detective skills. There are 5 clownfish hiding in the reef. Then 7 lionfish came along and hid. How many fish are hiding now? So let's look for our numbers first. There are 5 clownfish hiding in the reef. So we don't need to use the tens column. We just need to use the ones column because there's only one digit. So let's start with those 5 clownfish. Then 6 lionfish are hiding in the reef as well. So we're going to put 6. How many fish are hiding now? So this isn't giving us a very good clue or clue word. We don't have in all, but we can assume that they say how many fish are hiding now. They want to know both numbers together or in all. So we're going to add those numbers together. You can again draw little circles or you can do a number line to add 5 plus 6 to find what it equals. Make sure you put your plus sign in the circle. Number 3. Oops, I should erase this so we don't make any mistakes. I will read this for you again. We always read these twice because we need to make sure that we're checking to understand everything properly. Nara had 4 pieces of coral in her fish tank. Then Nara's mom put 6 pieces of coral into the tank. How many pieces of coral are there all together? Let's look and see the numbers first. Nara had 4 pieces of coral in her fish tank. So we know 4. Then Nara's mom put 6 pieces of coral into the tank. Her mom put 6 pieces. How many pieces of coral are there all together? All together is one of those key words that our detective skills help us to look for. All together tells us we need to put them together. We need to add them. So make sure you put your addition sign here. You can again use things like your little circles or a number line to add how many you should have. Remember, if there's 1 digit, you put it here. It becomes a 2-digit thing, you'll use both sides. Let's erase this and turn it over to see what we have on the other page. 1 coral reef is 8 miles long. Another reef is 4 miles long. What is the sum of the lengths of the 2 reefs? A sum is another key word. Let's look at our numbers though first. 1 coral reef is 8 miles long. It's just 1 digit, so we're going to go in the ones column. It's 8 miles long. Another reef is 4 miles long. So I'm going to put it in my ones column. What is the sum of the length of the 2 reefs? A sum is another word for addition. Put that addition sign in your circle and then add those 2 numbers together using circles or a number line. Then we're going to move on to question number 5. A ticket for the Coral Reef Tour costs $24 for adults. For children, the price is $13. Lane and her mom each bought a ticket. What was the total price? Let's read this through and make sure we pay close attention. This one is a little bit different. A ticket for the Coral Reef Tour costs $24 for adults. For the children, the price is $13. So we see we have 2 digits here. $24, so we need to go $24 for adults. And $13 for children. So we're using both the tens and the ones column. We need to make sure that we have the 2 and tens, 4 and ones, 1 and tens, 3 and ones. What was the total price? Total is one of our key words that tells us addition. We're having a lot of addition today. Put your addition sign in and then add your columns. Add your ones column first and then your tens column. All right. Let's move on to question number 6. All right. A diver measured coral. One piece was 7 feet wide. Another was 5 feet wide. What is the total width of both pieces of coral? All right, let's read this again to see if we can start with the numbers. A diver measured coral. One piece was 7 feet wide. We have one digit, so we're going to put it in the ones column. It is 7 feet wide. Another was 5 feet wide. What was the total length of, or what was the total width of the coral? So total, we learned in our last one, is an addition number. So we're going to keep that plus sign. Add 7 plus 5 to get your answer. Remember, if it becomes 2 digits, you need to use both boxes. All right. Now we're going to be adding lengthwise instead of up and down. Grandpa took 6 pictures of red coral, 3 of white coral, and 2 of brown coral. How many pictures did he take in all? So we're going to write this out the same direction they're doing it. It doesn't change the difference between addition and subtraction. We still find the same key words. So we have some boxes. Circle. All right. Grandpa took 6 pictures of red coral. So we're going to put 6 pictures here. And 3 of white coral. And finally, 2 of brown coral. I don't have enough space to put my equals, so I'm going to put equals. All right. How many pictures did he take in all? Remember, we had in all right here. That was an addition word, so we need to put our addition signs. You'll put it here and there. We're going to start by adding these 2 together. So what is 6 plus 3? Write your answer. And then whatever this answer is, you add this plus 2 will be your answer. The total, the sum. In all together, all of these wonderful detective words that you're going to be using to tell you to add things together. All right. I'm glad you guys had your detective hats on for math. Let's change those hats and start phonics. All right, Smithsonian Institution, Washington, D.C. We're going to be circling the word that matches what the clue is. Find something that flies. A plane, a shoe, or gems. Find a part of an animal. Wood, August, or bones. Find something that sparkles. Paper, a vase, or a gem. Find something big. A stamp, a train, or a coin. For this side, as well as for the back, we're going to be working on clapping out words, doing our syllables. So they want you to put a dot where we're clapping so that we know where the syllables break apart. They show us that when we add something to the end, we need to put a dot in between. So class by itself is a word, but class is also a word. So when we add that suffix, that ending, it makes another syllable. So come follow the leader. Leader. So we have lead, dot, Put your dot in. Boys and girls should not talk when he is talking. Talking. Put your dot where it belongs between talk and ing. They're showing us again that when we add that suffix on, we're going to put our dot. You will see the work of great painters. Painters. We break it up right between those two parts. You will see the watches of great men. Remember, we're putting that dot in the middle just like they do. Watch as. Between watch and as. You will be looking at the airplanes made by the Wright brothers in 1903. You're going to be looking. Look-ing. Put it between look and ing. Slip-pers. Some words, whenever we add the suffix, we need to put a double consonant. That means we're putting two P's instead of one. We will often have a dot or a syllable change between double letters like PP in slip-pers. You will see gowns and shoes fitted for great ladies. Fitted. So put it between your two T sounds. You will see things of as little as stamps. Little. You will see some displays that are bigger than your house. Bigger. All right. I hope you enjoyed your detective skills today. I look forward to continuing that math with you tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day.